And we are live. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome back to Anime Church, the church where you can cosplay and no one will judge you for it. I am Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
I am Fender Sawyer, and your patron to snackles and alcohol.
And we've got still a lot of gaming news to cover. So yeah, there's a bunch of different companies that are kind of in trouble for one thing or the other. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We actually have some anime news this week. Last time we didn't, obviously, because there was so much gaming news going on everywhere. But yeah. Also, if I sound a little tired, it's because I was up till 4 a.m. playing Genshin Impact with my niece. Because I hardly ever get a chance to interact with her. So this is kind of where I can actually spend time. We're just gaming, doing Genshin for 4 hours in the morning. And I'm currently going through and finding build guides for her for several characters. Yeah. So that being said, I may be yawning a little more than usual. Well, apologies, bear with me. And let's go ahead and just jump into it, because I don't have a lot of updates at the moment that are meaningful, other than to say Slime 10 is up. If you didn't know, please go watch it. That's it. So, I know there's been a bunch of Lego stuff going on in the news, but I swear this one is different. This is not the bricks and minifigs thing. Though it is oddly timed, because I was like, oh, okay. Texas man sentenced to 45 years after stealing more than 200 Lego sets. I need to know how this happened, because 200 Lego sets, holy cow. Did he rob the Lego truck or something? Oh, man. A man from Fort Worth, Texas. I have no idea. A man from Fort Worth, Texas has been sentenced to 45 years in prison after being convicted of armed theft and stealing various goods from retailers, including over 200 Lego sets worth over $30,000. Authorities said that the Lego thefts took place across multiple states in 2025. It's no secret that Lego is one of the most recognizable brands in popular culture. Some of the sets that Lego releases include crossovers with popular brands like Pokemon. Earlier in June, Lego and Pokemon gave fans a glimpse at 12 Lego Pokemon Smart Play Kits, ranging from $14.99 to $119.99. These sets will be released on August 1st as part of Pokemon's ongoing 30th anniversary campaign. Due to the limited availability of some kits, Lego products are a valuable commodity on the resale market. However, this has also made Lego kits a prime target for theft. The Watauga Police Department stated in a June 11th Facebook post that 28-year-old Winston Love of Fort Worth was convicted of organized retail theft with a deadly weapon after authorities connected him to a string of thefts across multiple states. Days after the conviction was handed down on June 4th, Love was sentenced to 45 years in prison after stealing over 200 Lego kits. Love was arrested in October 2025 after stealing over $1,200 worth of Lego sets from a Target retail store in Watauga, a Tarrant County suburb located north of Fort Worth. Love fled the scene and was arrested after a brief standoff at his home. Officials said that Love was part of a retail theft ring operating in Texas and Oklahoma. Along with his 45-year prison sentence, Love was also ordered to pay a $10,000 fine. Watauga police said that Love committed 23 thefts in Target stores across the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex, including cities such as Louisville, Frisco, Mansfield, and Arlington. However, authorities said that the Lego kits were not the only items that Love stole during his crime spree across the area. Other merchandise that was stolen from Target stores across the metroplex include PlayStation controllers, coffee makers, and vacuum cleaners. You could just walk off with a vacuum cleaner? That's crazy. According to a Twitter post
down his pants?
Yeah. According to a Twitter post by Tarrant County Criminal District Attorney's Office, Love's case was the first jury trial under an updated version of Texas's organized retail theft statute, which took effect on September 1st, 2025. In short, the punishments for committing organized retail theft in Texas are much harsher than before. Along with the stolen goods, investigators found more than $5,000 in cash and various narcotics while executing a search warrant at Love's home. Jeez, dude. That's crazy. I can understand why you got 45 years now. I was like 45 for some Legos, but when they were like, yeah, we found even more than that and narcotics all over the place. And I'm like, nah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the narcotics to it. And it's,
yeah, the narcotics.
A hell of a lot more sense.
Yep. So what do you think about this story, Fenris?
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, how?
Yeah, this feels like simultaneously, you know, those dumb criminals because, you know, they do something stupid and get themselves caught. But also at the same time, I'm wondering how the hell you get away with taking some of this merchandise and not being caught. Because
I'm very curious about the vacuums of all things.
Yeah, so am I.
Like, did he just like take them out of the box and roll it out like he owned it?
I do need a new vacuum, and I have been looking at one, but it's not cheap. I'm gonna have to wait and see if I can come into a bit of income as a bonus 1 month and just get it all freaking fleshed out. Because I want one of those Dyson cordless rechargeables. I want one of those because they work really, really well. I can put it on any surface to clean up, and it's easy to just to empty out and maintain.
Yeah, I bought a shark from an estate sale for like $10.
Wow.
Dude, estate sales have some super cheap shit. I would recommend looking there.
I'll look in. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I need to look at in an estate sale.
Not gonna lie, a few times I've gone to estate sales, I have seen the cordless Dysons for like $30.
Are you kidding me? Those are $300, dude.
I know.
I would so do that.
That's why I highly recommend checking estate sales or garage sales.
Okay. Well, lesson freaking learned. I'm telling you, man. All right. But yeah,
if you can save like $270 for a secondhand item, you're gonna save $270.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I absolutely am. So now that we've read out this story for you guys, let us know what you think, both in chat and in the comments if you're watching this episode later. I don't know how this guy walked out with a vacuum cleaner, but okay.
It makes it, the way that the story reads, it makes it sound like it's multiple too.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of worried about this. Okay, so the end is here. Destiny is had its final major update, and the devs put out a trailer that kind of covers a bunch of the impactful moments of this 12-year journey. It's not 14. 2014 is when it came out, but it's not 14 years old. This 12-year journey. I watched it. I did get a little emotional. It hit me, and it had impact, and I appreciated that. I've also watched a bunch of Destiny people kind of get emotional as well, because we spend a lot of time on this game. It means something, but I'm happy with how they are choosing to kind of send it off in a positive light. And it also makes me curious how much the narrative team for a game like this is involved in trailers, I'm very curious about that. Yeah, it just especially because of how very storied this is. And the music in the background is all just the music that they used for this is actually all music from Destiny. So it hits a little more because they're using their own music for the backing. But yeah, it's really cool. Ah, nice. And I also like this little touch where we got 3 big expansions, Bungie title cards. So here's Beyond Light, and then Witch Queen, and then I guess this is Lightfall. I wish they'd done one for the final shape, but we needed one for the final shape. But yeah, and the voiceover is really good. Obviously, it's pulled lines from the game, and just, man, what an interesting storyline for this trailer to kind of tell. But yeah, I'm still playing. I have very much been enjoying the final update for Destiny. I've been in patrols more than I've been doing anything else because distortion events are actually really fun. Dude, the enemies in your destination get tougher if the distortion is in your location, and then there are specific things that you can only collect or interact with if the distortion is at these specific destinations. And when you do public events, after you complete a public event, I think you have to heroic it, but after you complete a public event, about a minute later, a new event will happen that is a distortion breach, and you have to fight waves of enemies and then find these distortion blisters and destroy them, and then fight more waves. And if you get through all the way, the further you go through the waves, the better your loot. You'll get better rolls on your random rolls. Your tiers will be higher, so you get tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. So the items that you get are predominantly better, and the power level goes up depending on how long you last. So I think that's really cool, and there's a lot of weapons to chase. Oh my god, the amount of weapons in there, it's starting to feel like Borderlands 2 a little bit, and I'm okay with this. Not to mention, this is something I'm really happy about. All right, so Fenris, they finally made it where exotics can have transmog. So if you like the benefits for an exotic, but you don't like how it looks, that's okay. You can make it look like any of the stuff that you have unlocked in your transmog.
Ooh.
Yeah. So what I did, I took my assassin's cowl and I turned it into the hunter mask from the season of the oh god, it was the one where we went back on the Leviathan and there were like the little ghosts everywhere and stuff, and you had like Grim Reaper looking outfits that the Guardians got. I got the glowing skull mask. I thought that was a nice touch. So yeah, pretty happy with what we've got so far. And there's even more. Narrative team popped off. Thank you guys, everybody who worked on narrative, everybody who worked on the sandbox that overhauled, brought all these weapons back, retooled all the weapons because now all exotics get ornaments and catalysts. So, dang, it feels good to just wield exotics now. Like you feel like they're way more powerful, which is good. But yeah, really happy, and it's just a little bittersweet that this is the end for Destiny 2. All right, let's move on. Oh, yeah, well, we'll move on to more Destiny 2 stuff. But yeah, a former Destiny 2 community lead reveals Bungie was close to shutting down before the Sony acquisition, which not surprising.
Not surprising at all.
Yeah, Destiny 2 was close to shutting down ahead of its Sony acquisition, according to one of the game's former community managers, which I did see this. I have interacted with them on Twitter. Full disclosure, yes, I have interacted with them. Bungie appears to have had a hard time maintaining Destiny 2 for quite some time now, to such an extent that the $3.6 billion corporate buyout essentially allowed the studio to keep trucking on for a fair bit longer, for better or worse. As it currently stands, Destiny 3 isn't happening, with Bungie projected to be hit by significant layoffs sometime in the near future. The company has been struggling to maintain Destiny 2 for years now, according to sources, and virtually none of it is smaller scale incubation projects have panned out outside of one, which was scooped up by Sony. The sole exception to that rule so far has been Marathon, and it too is only a meager success compared to Destiny's primetime numbers. This paints a stark picture for the Marathon, Halo, and Destiny studio, with harsh consequences looming. Bungie was below the red line before the Sony acquisition, said former Destiny 2 community manager Liana Rupert on Twitter. If it wasn't acquired right then, the studio was very close to shutting its doors at the very least on Destiny. Though Destiny 2 exploded in popularity after its final Monuments of Triumph update release, the game has been having issues with player retention and monetization for some time, and Rupert claims the Sony deal was an emergency acquisition in practice. In practice, even if it didn't look like it from an outside point of view. Rupert also said it's worth remembering how everything caught the community by surprise. It's a humble reminder that the public really does have no idea what's going on in the context of the broader state of the industry. Setting aside this more general context, though, it's clear by now that a new live service Destiny project isn't on the cusp of being greenlit, even though the Destiny 3 petition has been blowing up. The current state of things is highly uncertain, and only Sony knows what its plans for Bungie at large may be. The reason why there's been a massive resurgence of Destiny 2's popularity is simple. Destiny 2 got its final live service update on June 9th, bringing back audiences that might have fallen off over the past couple of years, as Bungie will no longer support the game with live, potentially FOMO-heavy content. Players feel like they can return to the game without fear of content leaving the roster or becoming irrelevant. The final update also brought with it a complete refresh of all activities and loots, making virtually everything in the game rewarding and relevant in one go. Whether this kind of renewed popularity sticks remains to be seen, of course. Yep, that's true. So, more or less, just kind of summing stuff up, the new thing is just saying that, yeah, it probably would have ended way earlier if Sony hadn't purchased us, which, yeah. Keeping things on Sony. Man, these transitions, wow.
Yeah, The transitions? I thought they were all the same story.
No, this is we go from one story about Destiny to another story about Destiny, then a story about Sony, which just transitions over beautifully. So Sony just made a super annoying change to PlayStation Plus. Is the story that I'm moving over to. Uh, Sony has made a change to how PlayStation Plus games are distributed in the US, UK, and Japan, but the good news is that it might be temporary. PlayStation Plus has gone through some dramatic changes over the years. No kidding. With perhaps the biggest one coming when the service was effectively combined with PlayStation Now, ultimately splitting its offerings between three distinct tiers. PlayStation Plus Essential is the base version of the PS Plus and includes online multiplayer access as well as selection of free games every month. The next step up from that is the extra tier, which gives subscribers access to a rotating library of PS4 and PS5 games. And then finally, there is the PlayStation Plus Premium tier, which includes everything that's in the previous tiers, plus access to a selection of classic games from the PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP libraries. Wow, that seems really messed up. Oh, this thing can play PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games, but it's paywalled behind our highest tier.
So it's an emulation of them.
I get that, but like
Yeah.
still that wow.
As somebody who used to have premium for a couple
Yeah.
years, I thoroughly enjoyed it because I played a lot of the classics catalog.
Sony is making a change to how it adds PlayStation Plus games. Now, PS Plus is potentially going through another change, starting with the new extra and premium games for June 2026. Sony is experimenting with how it releases PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium games. So instead of all the new games for June 2026 all being added on June 16th, they will instead be spread out. Regions outside of the US, UK, and Japan will be getting the games all at once like normal, so it seems to be an arbitrary change. All it means is that PlayStation Plus subscribers are effectively going to have to wait a little longer to play some of the new games, and so it's unlikely to be well received. Well, there you go. They're staggering them out. So Sonic X Shadow Generations is available now. Final Fantasy 16 will be on June 16th. Gitaru Man will also be out on the 16th. Kingdom Come Deliverance will be June 23rd. Life is Strange Double Exposure will be June 23rd. Black Desert will be June 30th. Blades of Fire on June 30th. And Farming Simulator 25 will be released on June 30th. I don't know what to say about that. Farming Simulator?
Yeah, it's been around since like 2016, and it's actually a very popular game, surprisingly.
Yeah. But yeah, so as part of the change, one of the new PS Plus extra games for June 2026 was added ahead of schedule. Sonic's X Shadow Generations is available now to subscribers. The next update will come on June 16th when Final Fantasy 16 is added to the extra tier and Gitaru Man is added to the premium tier. Then, June 23rd, we'll see the debuts of Kingdom Come Deliverance and Life is Strange Double Exposure, while Black Desert, Blades of Fire, and Farming Simulator 25 are coming on June 30th. Spreading the PS Plus extra premium editions throughout the month will make the service function more like Xbox Game Pass, but the difference is many of the Game Pass games are day one releases. It's less exciting to have to wait for games that are already out. And so the most likely scenario is the chain is the ch- in the change is just going to inconvenience current subscribers. It's possible Sony will walk back the change if it proves to be unpopular, but that remains to be seen. It will be interesting to see if the July 2026 PS Plus games are handled similarly, but fans will have to wait about a month to find out. The next PS Plus update will happen on Wednesday, July 1st, which is when the free Essential game for July will be revealed. There you go.
Ugh.
All right, we got back-to-back Gears news. So yeah, let's talk about this because this is definitely a like the state of the industry at the moment. Gears of War E-Day reportedly cost a staggering $400 million to develop. Let that sink in.
That's actually not the highest in
No, I,
history.
I don't know. I know it's not the highest in history, but
I think GTA 5 itself was 500 million,
yeah.
which is funny because it's the only GTA to have 3 PlayStations.
So Gears of War E-Day's budget is insane. I've heard upwards of 400 million. Insider Gaming's Tom Henderson reported on a recent podcast. For comparisons, as per leaked internal documents, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 cost roughly 300 million to develop and needed to sell 7.2 million copies at full price to break even. The best-selling entry in the series, Gears of War 2, released in 2008 and sold 6.75 million copies. Yeah, but also, my guy, that was when we had maybe 1 to 1.5 generations that would actually buy and play games. There's several generations now that will play games. Also, there's a lot of people that have played Gears 2 since that launch. They've maybe played a copy that their dad had, or they played it on PC, or they, were able to get a re-released version that included Gears 2 or something like that. So there's a lot of people that would probably be interested in this. However, we also have to account for the fact that prices have gone up since then. There's been a bit of an inflation shift. It's hard to imagine E-Day surpassing that figure, especially in today's climate. Xbox is in a self-proclaimed hardware crisis due to the component shortage spurred on by AI data centers, meaning the console giant cannot meet the current demand. The Xbox Series X and S is also lagging behind PS5 significantly, with 32 million consoles sold versus Sony's over 75 million. Worryingly, E-Day is an Xbox exclusive, meaning its reach, limiting its reach significantly. But even with a PS5 port, it's hard to imagine the game breaking even on that budget. Okay, I'm arguing against this, dude.
Okay, here's my question for all this.
Uh-huh.
How is the fact it's going to be day one on Game Pass affect the amount of money that's going to bring in?
I'm curious about that too. Yeah. I
Because
think it's
let's
also
face
available
it,
on Steam. So I don't know.
because let's face it, if say 300,000 people played off Game Pass,
Uh-huh.
did that's 300,000 potential copies not sold,
Uh-huh.
and it comes down to it basically comes to the breakdown of how much does Microsoft pay these studios to
Uh-huh.
have the games on Game Pass.
That's also true, yeah. All right, let's be honest, it probably wasn't going to make money even if it was on PlayStation, but it's definitely not going like who's buying an Xbox and Game Pass for Gears? No one, in my opinion. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, somebody definitely did not pay attention to the Xbox showcase and the people reacting to it. Like the word on this, the word in the gaming community right now, aside from like people who are ride or die for their particular thing, is that Xbox kind of won this time around, and they're including Nintendo in this. They're saying that Xbox had the best showcase of all this stuff. They're saying it was better than Nintendo Direct, the State of Play. I don't think it beats Summer Game Fest. Summer Game Fest had way too many, and yeah.
And let's face it, Summer Game Fest wasn't console exclusive.
Yeah. Also, let's be real here. Gears isn't going to be console exclusive. It's just not going to be on PlayStation. It will be on PC. So you can play on PC. And if you think PC gamers don't want to play Gears, you're out of your damn mind. Dude, we want to mod Gears. That's what we want. Also, I will sit here and say this. This is the most expensive game that is not live service.
I miss when games were not live service.
Yeah, this is just a game. You play it, it has a beginning, middle, and end. It's not never ending. They're not trying to milk you for all the money that you have. And I think that's good.
Yes.
It's worth taking that 400 million figure with a grain of salt. It's unclear what exactly the 400 million dollar budget Henderson reported includes, so it's worth looking at the figure with some scrutiny. The coalition is based in Vancouver, Canada, and the province offers an interactive digital media tax credit, 25% of eligible salary and wages. A chunk of the budget will be developer salaries, of which a quarter may be subsidized by the IDMTC. The coalition is also Xbox's leading Unreal Engine 5 expert team and has spent years building tools and training other studios. A portion of that $400 million budget may then include the long-term investment in UE5 from the coalition during development. With that in mind, the budget may actually be closer to 250 to 300 million. That's a significantly lower figure, sure, but as an Xbox exclusive launching day and date on Game Pass, it's still far too expensive a production to break even. E-Day would still need to be the best-selling Gears of War game in the franchise at a time when Xbox is struggling. Launching on Steam might help, but it's an unenvious position. Are you all right? Maybe I am overestimating Gears, but like the internet was on fire with that Gears gameplay trailer. People were like, "I'm playing this when it comes out," and they were super surprised that it was coming out in like next month. There's legitimate hype about this. Also, guys, it's a rare it's a minority of people that are ride or die for just like their console. Most people will get whatever console they want to play games on. So yeah, I that's why I predominantly stay on PC, because I don't typically have to worry about the console
I was
stuff.
gonna say that's why I have Steam.
Yeah,
and emulators.
but also my niece has an Xbox. Like that's what she's playing on, and
Yeah, there's cross-platform.
yeah, and there's cross-platforming stuff that going on there. So yeah. I also would like to get my niece into some other games. She was talking about wanting to bring her Xbox over here so she could play. So I'm like, all right. So what I'll probably do is hook up her Xbox to my projector and just let her play Genshin on the wall. That'd be
There
dope.
you go.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. All right. Yeah. Moving on to the other Gears of War topic. Gears of War E-Day reveals pre-order bonuses and $300 collector's edition. And guys, if you think there aren't people that are going to do that, you don't know gamers with too much money. Gears of War E-Day has
or gamers with credit cards.
Also true. Gears of War E-Day has pulled the curtain back on its pre-order bonuses and its $300 collector's edition. Gears of War E-Day was the starring game in the latest Xbox game showcase, with Microsoft not only showing off an extended gameplay presentation to kick off the show, but a full-blown direct dedicated to it afterward, which I hadn't seen yet and I want to. Gears of War E-Day is a prequel that sees fan favorites Marcus and Dom back as the two main playable characters. The game depicts the titular Emergence Day, which is when the Locust hordes first popped out of the ground and started wreaking havoc on the planet Sarah. Gears of War E-Day seems like it's going back to its Gears of War's roots with while simultaneously pushing the franchise forward from a technological standpoint. And so it has generated a great deal of hype as a result. Yet, agreed. Exfil Dom character skin, Exfil weapon skin set, and early access to the multiplayer beta in August 6th. Interesting. Those looking forward to Gears of War E-Day may have been sold by Xbox Game Showcase gameplay presentation and are feeling confident about pre-ordering. Anyone that pre-orders Gears of War E-Day will get the Exfil Dom character skin, the Exfil weapon skin. God damn, I'm having trouble with words today. I don't know why. And early access to the multiplayer beta. Able to jump in on August 6th, pre-order bonuses are available to anyone that pre-orders any version of the game, but those willing to spend more can snag the collector's edition. What comes in the collector's edition? Okay. Well, damn. Okay. That looks pretty cool. I will give them that. That statue looks, well, I guess it's not a statue, but whatever it is. A 15-inch collectible diorama. That's what it is. A diorama statue. So I was technically right. Of Marcus Phoenix and Dominic Santiago. It requires 3 AAA batteries, which of course aren't included. Batteries not included. A 1-to-1 scale replica of Carlos Santiago's cog tags made of metal, zinc alloy, and brass. An in-game photo, lithograph, thank you note from the Coalition, Luke Priest's designed custom steelbook case, collector's display packaging, Gears of War E-Day base game. Obviously, the Xbox customers will receive a physical disc. Steam customers will receive a digital code. The collector's edition also includes the Gears of War E-Day Premium Edition. Oh my god. Premium Edition. Where was that? Premium Edition digital upgrade, which includes up to 5 days early access, Bravo Squad signature weapon pack, 1,000 iron, which is a premium in-game currency. Oh, great. And 5 seasonal customized packs, starting with the Emergence pack at launch. The remaining packs will be available as released. The Gears of War E-Day Collector's Edition is a staggering $299.99 and is available to pre-order now from the Xbox Store. Gears of War E-Day's Collector's Edition comes with a 15-inch statue of Marcus and Dom. Why are you saying all of this again? Oh my goodness. Anyway.
Word count, dude. They have a quota to make.
Clearly. $299.99 is a lot to ask for a collector's edition, and the high price is likely playing a big role on why Gears of War E-Day's collector's edition hasn't sold out yet. Fellow Xbox Game Studios game Halo Campaign Evolved's collector's edition sold out very quickly, and it's unclear if more will become available later on. Also, I need to correct or retract something. Next month is Halo Campaign Evolved, not Gears. Gears is coming out in September, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, the Campaign Evolved Collector's Edition had a physical game instruction book.
Yeah. Bringing it back. Something else that could be playing a role in why Gears of War E-Day's Collector's Edition is still available is the fact that the game is not releasing on PlayStation 5. Halo Campaign Evolved is coming to PS5, but Gears of War E-Day will be an Xbox console exclusive. Guys, stop giving them shit. Sony started the console war back up, and now you're making it look like fucking Xbox is the bad guy. Oh my god. Why is it like everybody's got to be backhanded with their shit? Like, just Xbox, I'm grateful that you're just giving us a game that isn't going to be like endlessly going on, and like the era of live service is coming to an end, I think, thankfully. And thank you for just making a game, because that's what we wanted. A game. We didn't need like this will go on for like X amount of years. Yeah, cool. No, we're fine. Xbox has made the decision as part of its effort to rebuild its brand, but time will tell if it works out. If Gears of War E-Day is a critically acclaimed and beloved as the classic Gears of War games, it will certainly be a big step in the right direction. Dude, just going off the gameplay, I'm like, yeah, I'm so back. You want to cover the next bits of gaming news?
Give me a moment here. My credit card statement just came in, and I'm making a payment on it. So before I forget, yeah.
Okay.
You know, got to be the responsible adult.
What's responsibility? What's that taste like?
It is fucking bullshit. That's what it is. It costs
like
money.
It tastes like shit.
It is the biggest fucking scam microtransaction of real life.
Uh-huh. So glad I don't have credit cards.
Niantic Spatial has refuted claims that Pokemon Go data was used for the purpose of training military drones for the defense company Vantor, following a report from the outlet Trow. I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that. In-game scamming was previously a feature in Pokemon Go that encouraged players to record videos around geographic locations marked as Pokestops. The feature is at the heart of reports about how the developers have used data collected from players. How data from Pokemon Go is being used has become a topic of great interest. Those passionate about the game want to make sure that nothing they do in Pokemon Go has negative consequences in the real world. Earlier this year, there were also reports that Pokemon Go data was used to train delivery robots. Since GPS technology doesn't always work well in cities, Niantic Spatial's models can lead to greater accuracy. Niantic Spatial addressed its partnership with Vantor in a discussion with IGN. The company explicitly says that sharing this data is not part of the agreement, meaning scans from users have not been exchanged, while ground scans from users of games like Ingress and Pokemon Go were used to train Niantic Spatial's own models. None of that data has been provided to Vantor. Pokestop scanning was added to Pokemon Go several years ago, but was removed from the game following Niantic's acquisition by Scopely. Niantic Spatial was not part of that acquisition and exists separately. Niantic Spatial went on to tell IGN that it is determined to make sure that its models are used by partners in a responsible manner that upholds human rights and ethical principles. The partnership between Vantor and Niantic Spatial seems to only be used for ground-based applications as well. Essentially, none of the scans have been provided to outside companies. It remains to be seen whether players will be satisfied with these answers, but this has been a source of concern since the initial report. Pokemon Go is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year, and the game has thrived for this long because of the passion of its community. More than any other game, Pokemon Go remains so popular because of the positive connections it's made between players around the world.
Dude,
I really
can't-
want to know what happened to that person who quit their day job to become a full-time Pokemon trainer.
Dude, yeah, I want to know too. Also, dude, 10 years? It's been 10 years since Pokemon Go to the polls. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't feel like Pokemon Go's been around for 10 years, but yeah, I guess it has.
That's same, but I'm still more confused and wondering why a mobile game company would partner with a defense company.
Apparently defense contractors are getting into everything nowadays. Oh
Like,
my goodness.
it's only used for ground purposes.
Right.
Like, it makes me think that they're mapping out cities and all of that for this for this defense company.
All right, let's move on to Power World. What they've been up to.
Apparently, they noticed that ads aren't being displayed on my computer.
Yeah, same.
Oh, I gotta love pop-up blocker or ad blocker.
Yeah.
Palworld developer Pocket Pair has issued a statement on the upcoming 1.0 release for the game and save wipe concerns. Palworld first released and sorry, I got a notification. Palworld first released in early access in early 2024 and was an instant smash hit. The Pokemon with Guns game was praised for expertly blending the thrill of catching unique monsters a la Pokemon with traditional survival game mechanics. Pocket Pair supported Palworld with significant updates during its early access period, dramatically changing certain elements of the game, adding new pals to catch, and introducing substantial brand new areas to explore. Palworld's early access has been an undeniable success, but many fans have been anxious for the game to finally hit version 1.0 and properly launch. Luckily, Palworld's 1.0 release is right around the corner, though there are some concern about what it may mean for their existing save file. Per a tweet from Palworld, you do not need to wipe your data for Palworld 1.0, but you should. Players can continue their existing saves if they wish, as we want to respect the time and effort you put in. However, due to the large number of changes to the game, Uh, why are you now refreshing? There we go. However, due to the large number of changes to the game, including overhauls to mechanics and new content, we believe that starting a new character will give you the best experience of Palworld. We will leave that choice to you, Palatamers.
There we go.
It's not unprecedented for early access games to wipe save files when releasing in 1.0, and it's understandable that Palworld players are concerned about it happening to the game. Pocket Pair took to social media. I already read that. As explained by Pocket Pair on Twitter, Palworld 1.0 release includes a large number of changes with overhauls to mechanics and new content. Pocket Pair believes starting okay, why are you just rehashing exactly what you just put in the last paragraph? Here we go. Even if Palworld players decide to start over with 1.0 release as recommended, they don't have to start completely from square one. Palworld's global PAL box makes it possible to transfer PALs between saves, so players can start their new 1.0 save with some of the PALs that they worked hard to capture during the early access.
Wait, that's
This
awesome.
could dramatically speed up the opening hours in 1.0 and give Palworld players a strong base to build off as they start their new adventure. I so can't wait to transfer the black market dealer that I got to my new save.
Yes. I'm so for it. I've got a couple humans I need to send over. I can't wait to hop into 1.0 when it launches and just transfer some stuff over. But like, that's really handy considering like early game when you're just starting out building stuff, you have the pals already on deck to put out that are there for specific things. Oh, that's making it so good.
Yeah, it's gonna be so nice.
Mm-hmm. All right. We got one more paragraph.
Let me scroll down. Yeah, it's no secret that Palworld's player count has dropped since the game's early access debut, but that's only natural. The 1.0 update will undoubtedly bring lapsed Palworld players back to the game, and it will almost certainly draw in brand new players as well. Palworld 1.0 will introduce brand new weapons, armor, pals, and more to the mix, offering fans a truly complete experience when it launches on July 10th. It's likely that there will be more updates for Palworld after the 1.0 launch, especially if the survival game sees a big resurgence in popularity, and there are also future projects for fans to look forward to, like Palworld Pal Farm, life sim / farming simulator game. Also, the anime that they had been talking about.
Oh my god. I'm going to do that. It's also on Game Pass. It is available on Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get my niece into Palworld. Yay. I want to play Palworld with Reagan. That just looks like a lot of fun. Yeah. We're silly Billy.
Yeah, the better Pokemon game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right.
I mean, it's like that yearbook picture, you got Pokemon and then the cooler Pokemon.
So true. So true. Miyazaki issues official statement on From Software's upcoming games. From Software president Hidetaka Miyazaki. I wanted that to rhyme so bad, apparently. Recently shared official remarks about the developer's future games, teasing both confirmed and unannounced titles from the studio. FromSoft already has 2 games in development for the Switch 2. The Japanese studio responsible for Dark Souls and Elden Ring has grown into one of the biggest names in modern gaming. FromSoft is credited as the pioneer of the Souls-like genre, with the genre named after its Dark Souls games and seeing massive growth throughout the past decade. New FromSoft games are often among the most highly anticipated releases in the gaming world, and the developer capturing the coveted Game of the Year award at the 2019 Game Awards for Sekiro and the 2022 Game Awards for Elden Ring. Now, FromSoft's president is hinting at the company's next new project. Or projects, sorry. Miyazaki recently shared a teaser for fans about FromSoft's upcoming plans, hinting at new projects on the way. During a recent Kadokawa shareholder interview, Miyazaki hinted that the developer has more games in the works that have yet to be revealed. The FromSoft president reassured fans that the studio's development team would continue to work harder than ever to create truly valuable games for its fans, alluding to some unannounced games in development by FromSoft. The interview came amid questions about FromSoft's status with its primary shareholder, Kadokawa, after claims that collaborations with Bandai Namco and Activision led to a profit leak for the studio. While Miyazaki did not directly name upcoming games, FromSoft is already confirmed to have multiple games in development for Nintendo's newest console. The developer officially announced Elden Ring Tarnished Edition ahead of the launch of the Switch 2, with the game recently confirmed to be releasing on August 28, 2026. From Software also confirmed the Duskbloods as a brand new IP coming to the Nintendo console, focused on multiplayer gameplay with players taking control of members of the vampiric Bloodsworn. The Duskbloods will notably be FromSoft's first Nintendo exclusive release in over 2 decades. The teaser about new FromSoft games has already sparked plenty of speculation among fans of the studio. Recent rumors and leaks have suggested that FromSoft is working on a pirate-themed game, potentially planning to launch the game before the end of 2026. Bloodborne has been a common request for fans of the studio to receive a new game, with Sony Pictures even announcing a new feature film based on the PS4 exclusive Souls-like game. The Bloodborne movie will also notably feature a popular YouTuber in an exclusive role, with Jacksepticeye serving as producer. From Software gave fans even more to look forward to following a multitude of recent game showcases. The developer confirmed that the release of the Tarnished Edition will come with new DLC for Elden Ring, adding a pair of new classes, new weapons, and more. FromSoft also revealed that the studio will be running a new closed network test for the Duskbloods during summer 2026. Though details about signing up for the test have yet to be officially confirmed, the Elden Ring developer looks to have a busy second half of 2026 ahead, between new releases, testing periods, and more potential announcements to come. I don't know why that was so so difficult for me to say. All right. There is one other thing I wanted to cover from the Nintendo Direct. Yes, guys, we know about the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. No gameplay was shown, so we're not talking about it. Yes, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to what they're doing, but yeah, no gameplay, no talkie. All right, so this is kind of nostalgic for me. Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. I was like, yeah, I'll look at this. I'll look at this trailer because I remember playing Wii Sports with my parents, and there's just some nostalgia from the early 2000s playing on the Wii that really every time I see a sports thing with Nintendo now, it gives me kind of that nostalgia. And I'm seeing some of the older stuff with boxing, golf, bowling, things like that. And then okay, I'm still trying to understand. I guess it's just them trying to be kid friendly or something, doing a thumb war as part of the sport. Thumb war is not a sport.
Dude, I don't know if you remember playing Thumb War back in middle school, but yes, it totally was a sport.
It is not a sport. I'm happy to see them play volleyball. That's cool. I like that added as a sport. Last time I played volleyball on a game, it was Dead or Alive beach volleyball. And you know what? Worth it, because those outfits were nice. I remember also the frisbee golf thing that they had in there at one point. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of take a look at it and see if anybody was interested in this, because they've added skateboarding and thumb wars and some other stuff in there. So I was just curious if anybody else was just kind of interested in checking this out based on pure nostalgia from the Wii era. That's kind of where I'm. Oh God, flying a prop plane is part of it too. That's crazy. Uh
I never played Wii Sports, so I don't know.
oh man, I had a lot of fun with the Wii Sports Resort or Wii Sports back in the day.
'Cause I owned a Wii for all of 6 months after I bought it used from GameStop to play the Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles.
Uh huh.
After I finished those, I sold it to my biological sister
Oh, okay.
for more than I paid for it.
Fair, but there were some things on the Wii that I really enjoyed. That being said, I think that's it for this particular topic. Let's get on to the next topic. Let's talk Japanese scientists. This one's yours,
Yeah.
man.
So, Japanese scientists developed Mobile Suit Gundam's Beam Saber inspired plasma technology that could help grow and fertilize crops in space.
Hell yeah.
As arguably one of the most influential mecha franchises ever, Mobile Suit Gundam has been a long-time inspiration for both sci-fi enthusiasts and actual scientists. So much so that in Japan, they've recently even started a project to launch a fully functional talking robot based on the series' mascot character Haro into orbit. On June 9th, Japanese media reported on a brand new development in the field of potential Gundam-inspired scientific breakthroughs. As reported by the Japan Agricultural News, a team of scientists at the School of Engineering of Tohoku University is currently conducting research that focuses on applied use of technology based on the Beam Saber, a fictional weapon wielded by mobile suits in the Gundam universe, in lunar agriculture. Specifically, they are exploring ways to utilize Beam Saber-inspired plasma technology to promote plant growth and its resistance to pests and diseases, and hopefully enable humans to grow crops on the moon. The project is headed by Professor Toshiro Kaneko, who is a longtime fan of the Gundam franchise and has been involved in many Gundam-related projects, one of them being Mobile Suit Gundam Universal Century vs. Modern Science, a book exploring the scientific feasibility of Gundam technologies in real life. And let me tell you, it is a bitch translating that book. Especially when you have very little knowledge of katakana and kanji. In Gundam, beam sabers are weapons based on high-energy Minovsky particles, a fictional substance which many of the in-universe technologies are based on, plasma shaped by an electromagnetic field. In the real world, plasma is a state of matter that results from gases and other states of matter undergoing high ionization, leading them to release charged particles. Of course, the plasma in Tohoku University's research is not being used for making deadly weapons, but for nurturing crops. Last year, the research team demonstrated that dinitrogen pentoxide, N2O5, generated using plasma technology promotes rice growth, having the same fertilizing effect as nitric acid.
Oh.
The technology also helped reinforce the immune system of Phaeocress plants, making them less susceptible to diseases and pest attacks. Additionally, they are currently testing its potential effect on strawberries using a device that generates plasma through solar cells. According to Kaneko, plasma technology can be further applied to agriculture and space. Specifically, he explains that if scientists could create plasma-generating devices on the moon, it would significantly reduce potential costs that would go into transporting actual fertilizer from Earth. During the last year's Osaka Expo, Kaneko's research on lunar plasma agriculture, titled Space Agriculture Using the Beam Saber, was showcased as part of the Gundam Next Future Pavilion, which we did cover last year.
Yeah, so guys, long story short, Pragmata is happening for real. We're getting dad space. That's happening.
Long story short, science.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree. Skinny dude, this is what happens when you give nerds funding. Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck yes.
And Cal pretending to be Ben. Yeah, skateboards. Yes, I am man. All right. Japanese agency to warn Kadokawa on alleged violations of Freelance Act. The
Yoi, Yomiuri Shimbun newspaper reported on Monday that the Japan Fair Trade Commission intends to issue a recommendation to publisher and media company Kadokawa regarding suspected violations of Japan's Act on Ensuring Proper Transactions Involving Specified Entrusted Business Operators. Dear God, that's often alternatively called the Freelancers Protection Act or Freelance Act. Thank God that has a shorthand. Dear God, that was a lot to say. According to the report, Kadokawa failed to provide a time window for payment to about 100 freelance writers, stylists, and illustrators for some of its magazines in those freelance contracts since the winter of 2024. Due to the company's custom of placing freelancer orders only verbally, Kadokawa has also supposedly been late on certain payments for freelancers. Article 4.2 of the Freelance Act states that if the freelancer contract does not explicitly state a date of payment, then payment must take place on the same day as the work is delivered to the company that contracted the freelancer. Kadokawa responded to the report on Monday, saying that it acknowledged that it was under investigation and that it is responding to the investigation seriously. The Freelance Act was enacted in April of 2023 and promulgated in May of 2023 and took effect in November 2024. Prior to this law, a predecessor law that provided other protections to freelancers was the Act Against Delay in Payment of Subcontract Proceeds, etc., etc., to subcontractors, often alternatively called the Subcontract Act. The Japan FTC also warned Kadokawa and its subsidiary Kadokawa Life Design for reducing payments to freelancers in violation of the law in November 2024. Yep. Man, it's just, yeah. Hey guys, the Blue Exorcist manga is coming back next month. Yay! The July issue of Shueisha's Jump Square magazine announced on Thursday that Blue Exorcist manga will resume serialization in the next issue on July 3rd. Kato also reported on Tuesday that she has started drawing chapter 167 after mistakenly saying it was chapter 178. The series entered a hiatus on March 4th to prepare as the manga heads towards its final chapter. And then Viz Media is releasing it, and then it's just kind of covering. If you don't know what Blue Exorcist is by now, just go watch it. Yeah. All right, so here's our last one. The official Twitter account for the mangaka Hiromashima reported on Sunday that his new fairy tale manga miniseries is titled Fairy Tale Refantasia. The miniseries will launch in this year's 35th issue of Kodansha's weekly shonen magazine, which will ship on July 29th. The original manga series follows the... Okay, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of fairy tale spinoffs from the main series. Also, Mashima's a giant troll. If you follow him on social media, you will realize he is a giant troll. That's kind of his whole
And there's
thing.
nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. It's good for a laugh, I'll tell you. But that being said, that's everything on the docket for today. We actually got through this pretty quickly. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us here over on Anime Church. Once again, Slime 10 is up on the channel. If you haven't seen it, please go give it a watch, give it a look. That being said, we're done. We'll be back tomorrow for more light novel reading. Enjoy that. And I will get the episodes cut and ready for Patreon very soon. I know we've got 3 episodes of Slime on the back burner. I've had to do a lot of writing recently, so a bridge takes priority over editing reactions. But yeah, that being said, we'll see you next time. Thank you for coming to Anime Church, the church where you can cosplay and no one will judge you for it. I'm Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
And Fenrisarion, your patron saint to snackers and alcohol.
And we're out of here. Bye-bye.